With Io Sky using a trash can at WWE Survivor Series 2024, people have made light of it and said that Nia Jax should change her profile picture to back to Fog Wrestling. I mean, this has stirred up quite the beef on Twitter. You've got guys like JD from New York putting this picture up, and this has caused a lot of outrage. Billy Ray basically tweeting him and saying, you don't want to do that because you'll meet these wrestlers one day, pretty much along the lines of that. And I don't know, I think that's pathetic though, right? One, you should be able to express your opinions that Nia Jax just simply isn't good enough like we did. And at the same time, I do get Billy Ray's point, because at the end of the day, this JD from New York guy, his arse would fold. His arse would absolutely fold if Nia Jax confronted him. Now here on Fog Wrestling, I mean, I don't know where it would ever happen, but if Nia Jax tried to confront us, or, you know, if I was walking like I am right now through the streets and somebody was like, oh, yeah, you made fun of me and said I can't wrestle, I'd be like, nah, I did. People like JD from New York, wannabe tough guy from, you know, New York, from Broncos, wherever he's from. I don't know if it's Broncos troops, it could be. Point is, he's a bit of a shite bag. But that's what Nia Jax had to say in the matter, and you know what, it was one of the worst matches you'll see. And when it's one of the worst main events you'll see, I think the competitors have got to take a bit of slack for it. And when it's one of the worst main event matches you'll see, I think the person who was the worst in it out of 10 has got to take the most slack, and they've got to deal with it. Alright, see these people that just cannot accept that. It's funny. Anyway, Nia Jax responded to it, and let's dive straight into it. And I quote, "Oh my god, those are my colours, thank you. When you get into a ring to entertain people, leave your family and miss out on life events, pour your blood, sweat and tears to do so. I want to be front row, because regardless of the outcome, I want to congratulate you on being vulnerable." End of quote. And this was a direct response to JD from New York. This was, you know, somebody else. This was a direct response to JD from New York. Oh yeah. I mean, and what I've got to say about this is, it's correct, but they always whip out this, oh, you know, you leave your family, miss it in life. You're missing it in life events, right? You know why? Because you're getting paid a hell of a lot of money, right? You're not doing a regular 9 to 5 here. Wrestlers are ridiculously overpaid. They're getting more time off than ever under this new Triple H regime, so I don't really understand what Nia Jax is honestly crying about here. It's pathetic. And for once, I do agree with JD from New York. The only thing I don't agree with is the fact that his arse would fold, because it would. And it probably would fold. But you know, they just got to take responsibility, right? And I wasn't a part of the video yesterday, right? That was literally talking about... So I'm just checking for blisters, my feet are aching here. Like, they were talking about, oh, Triple H, oh, the women put on a hell of a show, and then he's like, we purposely put on underwhelming shows because we know we've got a bunch of big ones coming up. Oh yeah. Yeah, that is fantastic logic, man. Let's purposely put on shite shows so Netflix and the Rumble and Mania feel good. No, honestly, like, what are we doing here? So they feel good? I mean, what is Triple H? Seriously, what is Triple H smoking here, folks? Like, pretending that like this was always the end game. This was the end goal. So I seen you've got, like, just normalising mediocrity. But then it's like hypocritical, because he's going to put, oh, the women were great. The women put on a fantastic show, but he's like, you know what? Pay-per-view was purposely shit so we can stop expectations in their tracks. Ridiculous thing to come out and say from a Triple H perspective, man. Absolutely ridiculous. So what we know coming up this weekend is that Triple H is a liar. We knew it, man. And this is why, honestly, see this press conference stuff, it's so fake. I think it's so cringe when you've got them all sitting there. And I think this has only really come in since TKO. I mean, honestly, when would McMahon, right, ever sit in front of like a full audience like this, looking like a spare part? I don't know. I think it's just a mess. But as for Nia Jax, folks, I mean, it was an awful match. She was the worst person in it. Just wake up and hold your L. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think Nia Jax's a good worker, but it's like, I think that match was truly a one-off in terms of how bad. You know, the women just can't work. And for Triple H to commit, you know, I see the men's match, I enjoyed it, I thought it was good. Am I going to come on here and say, you know, oh, that's as good as like the Alliance against Team WF, or, you know, Team Austin, Team Bischoff? Of course I'm not going to come on here and say that. But it was still a good match, it had its moments, you know, no real botches. And even when they did have a botch, like Jacob Fatu, he sold the hell out of it. You know, nothing in the match looked fake. Everything in the women's match looked fake. There's levels to this, man. And when you put 10 main event guys, even though I know a lot of them are jobbers, but you know what I mean, 10 guys in the main event, they're going to deliver more than the 10 women 100 times out of 100, because they're just not as sloppy. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave it. Nia Jax, leave your thoughts down below, and peace. Oh yeah.